What's up, everyone? Perry back here with another Comic-Con 2022 interview for Barbarian with star Justin Long. Hello, congratulations.
Thank you. Hello, Perry. Thank you. It was such a fun. We were just talking about it last night. Is this close enough?
Yeah, like an ice cream cone,
Yes.
is what we say. Well, don't do that.
Well, you said like an ice. Yes, so fun last night. We saw it with an audience. I hadn't seen it with an audience, and it was just a blast. People were. You were there.
Yeah.
Tell them. They were so into it.
It was definitely like
It
a
was wild.
Comic-Con crowd, like a very, very loud electric
Yes.
crowd.
See, I never really had that experience. I never got to see a movie like that with such an amped crowd. So it was cool.
I'm a big genre fan in general, and
Yeah.
one of my absolute favorite things to do is to see a premiere at Comic-Con because this audience is just the perfect fit for it. I love the
see
energy
why,
here.
yeah.
Before I get into Barbarian specifically, I got a big old broad career question for you because
Okay.
your filmography is just filled with a whole bunch of variety and different types of things.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the biggest difference between your goals for your work day one when you first started this industry compared to what you are driven to do now?
Wow, what a good question.
Pressure's on.
Yes. Whoa. I'm hung up on these succulents and how to hold the microphone.
I'm so proud that I stole these succulents. Did not steal these succulents.
Oh, really? Well, they look.
Maybe. I borrowed them from another room.
Either way, they're here, they're yours, and they're succulent. I didn't really have very specific ambitions when I was younger. I've been thinking a lot about, because I hadn't done a horror movie in a while, and so I've been thinking about Jeepers Creepers, and there's some weird parallels between this movie and Jeepers Creepers. I don't want to say anything about it, but anyway, and that I just think about how long ago that was, where I was at that time, and I'm now thinking about it because you asked, and I don't think there was any. I think I just always thought, I hope I keep working, and because my mom was an actress when I was growing up, so I knew how hard just getting jobs as an actor was. So I had no like delusions of grandeur about I want to be starring in, I don't know. I didn't know. I just wanted to keep working because I love doing what I do, and so I'm so grateful to get to keep doing it.
I get it. I
Yeah.
say the same thing on this side of the business. All I want to do is interviews until the day I die. I don't
Yeah.
have like an end goal or anything. I just want to keep doing
Is
this.
to keep doing it. Well, what a great place to be.
All right. Barbarian now,
Yes.
specifically your character. I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. You do not play the most likable guy in the movie.
What do you mean? No.
I won't get into specifics right now.
Yeah.
But when you get offered a role where
Yeah.
it is such an unlikable character, what do you look for in the role to make sure it's creatively fulfilling for you, but it also serves a purpose for the story?
Right. That's a good question. Yes. Well, the first thing is just how naturally it's written. Is that the way people talk? Does it flow? Does it have? And it had all of that. The writer-director Zach has such a great ear for dialogue, such a natural ear, and so I noticed that, and that the character was, as you said, not very he does really despicable things, and so I thought, well, can I connect with it enough to find some humanity? Because I didn't want to play him that way. I didn't want to play him like a bad guy, but so I had to find a way to connect, and like you said, is there something redeeming about why he's such a? So I all of those things were there in spades, and I just loved this story. Truthfully, I would have wanted to do any part in the movie, but it just so happened to be like a great part. I was very grateful.
Interesting to think, like, what if you all swapped roles and made like
Yeah.
another version of it? Just like, I don't know. It's just like a fun acting challenge workshop type thing.
Yeah, well, Bill has definitely, Bill's very equipped, and Georgina's such a great actress.
Georgina is incredible.
She's incredible, and I could do anything. So, but she's so good in this because she's such she's such an accessible person too. She's such a kind person, and that really comes off on the screen. That really is apparent, and so you root for her, and she does very intelligent things in the movie. It's like people are yelling at her character because they don't want her to go back in there, and I know that experience because I've done those movies where people are outraged by how stupid my character is, but Zach was smart in crafting a story that where the character is actually doing some, like, intelligent things. She's investigating, and well, yeah, whatever. You'll see it.
She gives
You've
that
seen it.
character a whole lot of heart, and
Yeah.
it's the heart that justified a lot of those decisions that I think could be judged in other cases.
It's a much better way of saying it than my rambling.
I
Yes.
believed in her quite a bit.
Yes, yeah.
So-
She's so good.
Whether it's your character, the production process for making this movie, or anything about like the lore and the truth of what's going on, what is the biggest burning question you had for Zach when you first signed on and were about to jump into it?
Well, it's funny you say that because it was actually a question that I kind of forgot to ask him early on, and he only answered it a couple weeks ago. We went out for drinks. I wanted to know why exactly he called it Barbarian. And the answer was really, I won't give it away, obviously, but and I wanted to know where that came from, because Zach is such a funny, and I knew him a little bit from Whitest Kids You Know and his previous work in comedy. And so he's always been such a funny, kind of plucky person. He's going to love that I call him plucky. But for lack of a better word, he always just seemed kind of positive. And so I wondered where that dark, the story is obviously so dark, and I wondered where that came from, but I didn't know how to ask that.
A lot of the genre filmmakers I know are often like the kindest, warmest people in the world, and
Isn't
then they
that funny?
dish out stuff like this.
Well, we were just talking about Sam Raimi. Sam has the most gentle he's just such a lovely, gentle, yeah. And Bill, I mean, I loved getting to work with him, and because that is such a classic performance he gives in it. And he's just such a lovely person. It might be surprising to people. I said to Georgina, I said, I'm sure you got him, because you call her Georgie. And so I said, well, I'm sure you got Bill to record your outgoing message. And she said, well, what do you mean? I said, you didn't get Bill Skarsgård say, yeah, you've reached Georgie's phone. And she hadn't done that. So maybe they'll do that now.
I
when you're
hope they
doing
do.
Press together. Yes, they should.
That makes me want my name to be Georgie and then to meet Bill.
I know. For
I
that
will
reason
change
alone.
my name for that if that ever happens.
You should.
All right, I have to wrap with you. My last question, though, and usually I avoid asking this with any movie or any show, but so when you sit through something as like tough and challenging to watch like this, what do you hope that people take from this experience, where it's not just about the thrill in the moment, but it gives them a little something to chew on after the fact as well?
Yes, it does. I like that it might provoke some conversation, and just why is it named what it's named? There are it's a thought-provoking movie. Hopefully, I think, but to experience it with that audience was. That my only hope was that people enjoyed it, and they seemed to be really enjoying it. So that was so nice. And now, of course, it's out of our hands. But it is funny to see. I went on the trailer on YouTube. They posted the trailer on YouTube, and I never do this, but I had a moment of weakness just because I love the movie so much. I was so curious what people were saying, and there were so many theories, and some were like really inventive, like they totally wrong, but like imaginative, and I love that the trailer alone conjured a lot of conversation, and so I can't wait for people to actually see it. And
it's a good trailer.
It's a good trailer. Yeah, it doesn't
appropriately cryptic.
Yes, agreed.
Appropriately cryptic, but sells the right thing.
Totally. Yes. Yeah. Well, hopefully.
I have to let you go.
Well,
you have
thanks,
a busy
Perry.
day. Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you,
time.
Perry. It's
And
so
to
fun.
everybody out there, go look out for Barbarian.
Yes.